Alice was a TV show that aired on CBS from August 31st, 1976 to March 19th, 1985. It focuses on a greasy-spoon diner in Phoenix, Arizona, where Alice Hyatt works as a waitress, but she's really an aspiring singer who broke down in Phoenix on her way to LA. Alice is hired at Mel's Diner, owned by Mel, a gravel-voiced, male-chauvinist fry cook. Her fellow waitresses are raucous redhead Flo and the scatterbrained Vera. Alice and her friends experience some interesting characters at Mel's Diner, which is frequented by quirky truckers, repairmen, and other blue-collar types, and also by several Hollywood celebrities who appear as themselves. The series was based on the 1974 film Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. But what happened to the cast after the show ended? Linda Lavin played Alice Hyatt, a waitress at Mel's Diner, and the mother of a teenage son named Tommy. She also had a dual role in Alice, also playing Debbie, Vera's old landlady. After the series ended, she returned to Broadway, starring in Broadway Bound, and won a Tony for Best Actress. During the 1990s, she would star in stage productions of Gypsy and The Diary of Anne Frank, among others. She appeared in movies such as See You in the Morning and I Want to Go Home, both released in 1989. And more recently, she has appeared in The Backup Plan, Wanderlust, and The Intern. She also had many guest starring roles on TV through the years, including The Sopranos, Law & Order: Criminal Intent, The O.C., and The Good Wife. Today, she has popped up in Netflix series like Santa Clarita Diet and Be Positive. She is now 86 years old and has been married 3 times and has stepchildren from her second marriage that she is still actively involved with. Vic Tabac played Mel Sharples, the lovable yet often temperamental boss of the diner. He often throws insults to his waitresses, frequently calling Vera dingy, commenting about Flo and Belle's promiscuity, and he makes fun of Jolene's down-home style. He was the only actor in the original film to reprise his role for the rest of the series. After the show ended, he had a voice role in the movie All Dogs Go to Heaven, as well as many stage productions, including 12 Angry Men, The Diary of Anne Frank, Death of a Salesman, and Brighton Beach Memoirs. Earlier in his career, he co-founded the Los Angeles-based theater group Company of Angels, which is the oldest not-for-profit theater in LA. And it continues to thrive. Vic was married and had 1 son, who was a business trial lawyer and a former prosecutor. Vic Tabac died of a heart attack at the age of 60 on May 25, 1990. Beth Howland played Vera Gorman, the well-mannered but ditzy waitress. A lot of mishaps in the diner are a result of Vera and her clumsiness. Howland made 2 TV movies while she was starring on Alice, 1979's You Can't Take It With You and 1983's A Caribbean Mystery. After Alice went off the air, she went into semi-retirement, but every once in a while she would show up in an ABC after-school special or an episode of Murder, She Wrote. During the late 1990s and early 2000s, Howland also made appearances on Sabrina the Teenage Witch and the short-lived Fox show The Tick. She was married twice and had 1 daughter from her first marriage. Her second husband was actor Charles Kimbrough from Murphy Brown fame, and they had been married since 2002. Howland died from lung cancer on December 31, 2015, at the age of 74, but per her request, her death was not reported to the media until the following May. Philip Mcken played Alice's witty son Tommy. He is also there to offer an opinion to any of his mother's friends who to him are part of his family. After the program ended, he continued to make periodic appearances, mostly in B-horror movies, including Return to Horror High, Sandman, and Ghoulies 4. In the 1990s, he also produced or directed films such as Teresa's Tattoo, which starred his sister Nancy McKeon, and Murder in the First, which starred Christian Slater and Kevin Bacon. From 2000 on, he worked in radio, first in the news department of an LA station, and later in Texas, where he hosted a show. McKeon moved to Wimberley, Texas, to be closer to his family. On December 10, 2019, he died at the age of 55 after a long battle with an undisclosed illness. Polly Holliday played Florence Jean Castleberry. She was the waitress that popularized the phrase, "kiss my grits." After the sitcom ended, she wanted to avoid typecasting because of her spin-off from Alice that was called Flo. She veered away from the television limelight and returned to her first love, the theater. She was in such Broadway shows as A Sense of Humor, Black Coffee, The Glass Menagerie, and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. She was also in the movie Gremlins and occasionally dabbled in TV, with appearances in the TV version of Private Benjamin, The Golden Girls, Home Improvement, and John Grisham's TV drama The Client. She was also in the movies Mrs. Doubtfire, the 1998 version of The Parent Trap, The Heartbreak Kid, and Fair Game. She is now 86 years old and officially retired from acting in 2020. She has also been tight-lipped with her popular catchphrase, "Kiss my grits," not having repeated it since she stopped playing Flo back in 1981. Celia Weston played Jolene Honeycutt. Jolene arrives at the diner after the short-lived character of Belle, played by Diane Ladd, was written off. After the show ended, she appeared in the 1988 movies Stars and Bars and A New Life. She then had supporting roles in a slew of 1990s films, including Dead Man Walking, Flirting with Disaster, Snow Falling on Cedars, and The Talented Mr. Ripley. During the 2000s, she was in countless movies, including roles in critically acclaimed films like In the Bedroom, Far From Heaven, and Junebug. She also had many TV guest starring roles, with appearances in Law & Order SVU, Frasier, and Desperate Housewives, and also had recurring roles on Modern Family and more recently in American Horror Story. She is now 71 years old, and she continues to act. She has remained single through it all, and also doesn't have any children. Marvin Kaplan played Henry, the lovable telephone repairman who came into the diner often during his work week. He was a very consistent figure through the years and was considered part of the diner family. After the series ended, he worked as a voice actor with roles in Top Cat and the Beverly Hills Cats, Garfield and Friends, and Johnny Bravo. He never fully retired and performed in commercials, plays, and television from time to time. He played the part of a grandfather in a Phoenix comedy play called 2.5 Jews, and made several guest appearances on television shows such as ER and Becker. On August 25, 2016, Kaplan died in his sleep at the age of 89 from natural causes. Dave Madden played Earl Hicks, Tommy's teacher and basketball coach. He was a frequent customer at the diner during the last few years of the series. After Alice ended, he also did voiceover work for numerous television and radio commercials, including ads for Denny's from 1990 to 1993. He also narrated the opening title sequence for the Fox sitcom Herman's Head during the show's first 2 seasons. The 1990s saw Madden show up on The Ben Stiller Show, Married with Children, Boy Meets World, and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. He was married twice and had 2 children. He eventually retired from acting in 2008 and wrote his autobiography called Reuben on Rye, The Memoirs of Dave Madden. He died on January 16, 2014, at the age of 82. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and maybe even consider supporting the channel over on Patreon. If you enjoyed this video, consider watching this playlist. While you're at it, hit subscribe and share Recollection Road Entertainment with someone you know. As always, thank you so much for watching.